Giants fans, we are coming off an unfortunate loss versus the Washington football team. But as Giants fans, we have to stay together. And we can do that at New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. So if you want free daily videos on the latest news and rumors surrounding the New York Giants throughout the 2021 NFL season into the 2022 NFL Draft, go down and hit that big red button. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am Marshall Green, and in today's video, we are going to touch on Kadarius Toney and what is going on with his situation and why, as the first-round draft pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, he has just played in 19 snaps so far. It's pretty disappointing. When you pick someone in the first round of the NFL Draft and you are as bad as the New York Giants were last year, you need that player to come in and contribute ASAP. And that is the exact opposite of what Kadarius Toney has done. In week 2, he had 0 touches. Plain out, unacceptable. In week 1, he had 2 touches that were premeditated, and as soon as he came in the game and was sent in motion, everybody knew he was getting the ball, which resulted in 2 catches for -2 yards. The question I have for everybody is, what the hell is going on? Why is Toney not more involved in this game plan? I know he's dealt with some injuries in the offseason, and he suffered from COVID, and supposedly he was suffering from lingering COVID symptoms, which is extremely sad, and I am thinking about him and hoping he can get over that. But from a football standpoint, and we'll show the stats right here, he has been absolutely a non-factor, in part due to his ability to get on the field and the fact that the way that Jason Garrett is able to use him. He's played in just 24 snaps in 2 games, 2 receptions for -2 yards. Fellas, that ain't it. When you draft someone in the first round, like Kadarius Toney, a gadget player, an explosive playmaker, you need him to do that. This Giants offense was the exact opposite of explosive, and once again this year, they are not an explosive offense. They played better in week 2, much better than they did in week 1. Zach Rosenblatt, he put out an article highlighting what is going on with Kadarius Toney and some rumblings that he is hearing, and he said this: Kadarius Toney came off the field in the third quarter, and Giants coach Joe Judge pulled him aside. Judge spoke to the rookie receiver for about 10 seconds, and then Toney stormed off, visibly upset. If I was Kadarius Toney, I would be upset too, but when you're a rookie and you missed all of preseason, all of training camp, and almost all of organized team activities throughout the summer and coming into the fall, what do you expect, man? You haven't been on the field to learn this playbook, and I understand you're upset, but you have to put yourself in position to win, and Kadarius Toney has not done that this year. Kadarius, he went to Instagram after the Giants' heartbreaking loss to the Washington football team last night, and he shared this story. He shared this on his Instagram story. I'll read it. "I don't be mad. Shit just be lame to me. For real." Well, Kadarius, you can say, like he tweeted, y'all try to turn anything into something, SMH, we good over here. But when you share that to your Instagram, after you just played in 19 snaps in a game, and you weren't even targeted, everybody and their mother is going to think that you are talking about the New York Giants and what transpired in the game that night. So, Kadarius, that wasn't the best look. You need to grow up and mature a little bit. Joe Judge, he was asked about Kadarius Toney today following the game day in his usual press conference following games, and he said this about him: "I see a guy that shows up every day and works hard. That's what I see. Instead of trying to gauge some of these emotions, I judge how he works." Well, if he works hard, and when he's on the practice field, if he's working hard, he needs to be playing more. Simple as that. The Giants cannot afford to miss on another first-round draft pick like they have so many times in recent memory. It's time to get one right, and I still have hope for Kadarius Toney. It's been only 2 weeks, so I still have hope for him, but I want to know what you guys have to say about the explosive rookie. Are you worried about Kadarius Toney? Go down in the comments and get your votes in. If you're extremely worried about him, scale it using a 10. If you're not worried about it and you think he's going to bounce back and prove that he was worthy of being a first-round draft pick, go down in the comments and type 1. The New York Giants defense. This ain't it. They have not played up to the standards that they put themselves last year. Last year, they were one of the best defenses in the NFL, and in this offseason, they spent the bag on players to come over and make this defense better than it was last year. You cashed out Leonard Williams to have him stick around. You gave Adoree Jackson the bag so you could have two corners, one opposite of James Bradberry, to be a lockdown corner. And in 2 games, you have allowed 57 points. Unacceptable. And you've given up 400 yards. 400 yards to teams led by Teddy Bridgewater and Taylor Heineke. That is just unacceptable. Last night, you let Taylor Heineke lead 2 game go-ahead drives in the fourth quarter and eventually a game-winning drive with a field goal. That's not okay. Taylor Heineke should not be able to slice and dice this Giants defense the way that he did. The thing that I'm really worried about is this pass rush. They recorded just 1 sack against Washington on Thursday Night Football, which came on the first drive of the game from the rookie pass rusher, Azeez Ojulari, who has been somewhat of a bright spot. 2 sacks through 2 games, so hats off, Azeez. I've liked what I've seen from you. But when you record just 1 sack and 2 total QB pressures on 46 passes from Taylor Heineke, that's unacceptable. This Giants defense is not the same as it was last year. The Giants defense last year was good at getting off the field on third downs. They were great at limiting yak opportunities when it comes to receivers and tackling in open space. And the fundamentals like tackling and playing man coverage have been just bad, simple as that, throughout the first 2 games of the 2021 NFL season. Simply, the Giants spent too much money on defense to be this bad. The identity of this Giants team was supposed to be defense. Leonard Williams, James Bradberry, Logan Ryan, Adoree Jackson. These are guys, and more guys, even more guys, were supposed to be leaders on this defense. Blake Martinez, you haven't been the same guy that you were last year. You need to step up. Everybody on this defense needs to step up because through the first 2 games, you are ranked one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I mean, look what Taylor Heineke did yesterday. 34 passes on 46 attempts, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, a game-winning drive, and a go-ahead drive, a 70-yard drive, which he converted in 2 plays. Just an absolute disaster. When you play a quarterback like Taylor Heineke that's going to be nervous, is a starter that doesn't have many starting reps under his belt, you need to put pressure on them. You need to make them move their feet and get off their spot. And that's not what Patrick Graham has done. Ever since Patrick Graham has gotten skinny, this Giants defense has not been the same. So Patrick, if you got to go eat unhealthy and gain some weight, do that because anything needs to happen for this Giants defense to be better. And one guy that I am extremely upset about how he has played in 2021 is James Bradberry. Bradberry was one of the best corners in the NFL in the 2020-2021 NFL season. And this year, he just hasn't been the same. I don't want to say he's been really bad, but he is on the border of being bad. Last night, he was targeted 8 times. He was caught on 6 times. Terry McLaurin, you see the picture right there. He gave up a touchdown where it was like a bang 8 post route, and James Bradberry is playing like a bail type of coverage on the goal line. Just unacceptable. He did give up that touchdown, but he did come back when the game was on the line. The chips were down. He jumped in front of a Taylor Heineke pass and recorded an interception where the Giants had the opportunity on offense to put the game away, but they just didn't. James Bradberry needs to be much better and play like he did last year if this Giants defense wants to return to the status that they were at last year. Be the judge for me, guys. Let me know. I'm trying not to overreact. I'm really not, but I'm tired of the 0-2 starts. The 5th year in a row, the Giants are 0-2. 8 of the last 9 years, the Giants have been 0-2. And right now, it's because of the defense. So let me know. Is this Giants defense broken? Can it be fixed? If you think it's broken, go down in the comments and type your Y's for yes. Or if you think this Giants defense will bounce back and be better than ever, go down and type your N for no. Injury news, and especially offensive line news surrounding the New York Giants, is hot. And unfortunately, it's surrounding Nick Gates, who left Thursday night's game against the Washington football team with a broken leg. And it is just extremely sad. The Giants, on their first drive, blocked better than I have seen in the past couple of years. This Giants offensive line finally looked to be turning the corner. And then on the second drive of the game, Nick Gates gets rolled up on, and his leg literally snapped in half. If you saw the replays, it was absolutely disgusting. I don't like seeing those things. And when it's a player like Nick Gates, who wears his heart on his sleeve and bleeds New York Giants blue, was elected a captain this year, has switched from left tackle to right tackle to left guard to center, has played everywhere on this Giants offensive line because the team needed to. He's a team player. To see him go down like this, it just sucks, man. It really does. It makes my stomach sick and my heart hurt. Gates is a New York Giant through and through, and the fact that he now has a broken leg and will miss the rest of the season is extremely upsetting. He did undergo surgery Friday morning. They say he is expected to make a full recovery, so that's great to hear. But what does that mean for this Giants offensive line? It ain't good. This Giants offensive line is extremely thin. Like, extremely thin. We're about to show you this depth chart, and you'll be able to see it, but they only have 2 healthy offensive linemen backing up the starting 5 right now. Andrew Thomas, left tackle, Bredeson, left guard, Price at center, Hernandez at right guard, Solder at right tackle. This was the group that was trotted out there once Nick Gates left the game, and I want to read you some stats from the game on Thursday. Billy Price, in his first start with the New York Giants, allowed 5 pressures and was graded by PFF at a 28.7 overall grade and an 8.7 pass block grade. That is just bad. You really cannot get worse than that. Ben Bredeson, a 25 pass block grade, a 25. Nate Solder, a 49.7 overall grade, and Matt Peart, the 3rd round draft pick in 2020, did not play at all. This Giants offensive line needs to step up with Gates out. The leader of this offensive line has always been Nick Gates, and with him out, this Giants offensive line has question marks surrounding it. But guys, everybody knows Nick Gates is a captain for this team. Everybody loves Nick Gates. So go down and like this video, hit that thumbs up icon, and let's show Nick Gates some love. I'm hoping he can come back and be 100% following this injury. I think he can. It sucks to say, but sometimes breaking a bone is better than tearing your ACL or having a soft tissue injury. So I'm expecting Nick Gates to be 100% when the 2022 NFL season rolls around. Guys, I'm trying to get my Twitter cred up. Everybody in the office gives me a little bit of crap about it. So go hit me up on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. The first 5 people to follow me today, I will show your pictures on Twitter and give you some love on the next New York Giants Now episode. And that's only for the first 5 people that follow me. So guys, go do that. If you want to get shouted out on the next New York Giants episode on Chat Sports, go down and hit me up on Twitter.